Hi, and welcome. You're listening to the X22 Report. My name is Dave, and this is episode 1912A, and today's date is July 9th, 2019, and the title of the episode is, This Time It Is Different. Watch how the economic plan unfolds. Now, before I get started, did you know that every year the U.S. Mint releases new coins into its America the Beautiful 5-ounce coin series? Incredibly, Noble Gold has managed to secure some. And as an Independence Day special, they're doing a combo of their own best-selling Trump 2020 Freedom 1-ounce silver coin with one of the America the Beautiful coins at a discount of $25 for the two during July or until they sell out of these coins. Go to TrumpCoin2020.com and use the code X22 Report 25 to receive this incredible discount. Let's get right into Q's posts. Now, we have just gotten word that the entire economic plan has been confirmed, and gold will take down the Fed. All players are being positioned right now to move ahead with this economic plan, and we'll be talking about that in just a minute. But first, let's start off with what the central bankers, what the mainstream media want you to believe. Now, the Federal Reserve said that consumer credit, which measures outstanding non-mortgage debt, climbed about 5% to nearly $4.1 trillion. Isn't that fantastic? And they went on to say that this healthy uptick in credit levels can reflect upbeat outlooks for the economy and the consumer spending, which accounts for more than 2/3 of business activities. Well, let's think about this for a second. They're telling us that debt jumped. Does debt help the economy? No, it helps the central bank economy. Does it help the people? Well, no, it doesn't help the people. Why? Think about this for a second. When the entire central bank system declines, which it has been, what happens? The value of the dollar declines. That means you need a lot more dollars to pay for the same exact thing. If you need a lot more dollars, your dollars don't go as far. It doesn't mean that the products that are produced costs more. It means that the dollar is losing value. If the dollar is losing value, what do you need to supplement all of this? Credit. You need to borrow because you don't have enough to survive on. Think about this for a second. In today's economy, if we stripped away all credit cards, all auto loans, mortgages, student loans, do you think most Americans can actually survive today on the cash they are receiving? Most likely not. So when the central bank tells us that everything is fantastic because debt is rising, that is not the case. Now remember, because the debt is rising and more people are making their purchases on credit, what happens? Well, those individuals who can't pay it, they become delinquent. And it looks like there are a lot of credit card balances that had been barreling towards serious delinquency. There's auto loans that are 90 days past due now. It's record numbers. And this is what happens. But they don't care about that part. All they care about is telling everyone that the economy is doing very, very well because the debt is rising. Think about when they talk about the holiday season. They talk about purchases on how much people have used their credit cards. And there's a reason for this, because we've been brainwashed to think that debt is good. But this is all about to change. And like we've been saying, to change all this, Trump and the patriots had to go in and trade and change the trade deals. And we see Trump doing this. He got rid of the globalist trade deals. He made new trade deals with Japan, Europe, South Korea, Mexico. China is in the works right now. And now he's hinting that India is next. He tweeted out the following. India has long had a field day putting tariffs on American products, no longer acceptable. And it looks like he is headed down the road and he is getting ready to change up the trade deal. Now, this has to be done. All these globalist trade deals have to be reworked to put the United States on an even playing field, because when everything starts to fall apart and the entire system, and I'm talking about the central bank system, starts to implode, the new system, which Trump and the patriots are setting up, that will take over. And for that to be a winning economy to benefit the people, we have to redo or reset everything the globalists and the central banks have been doing. Trump also tweeted out the following: very good numbers on the economy, much potential for growth, trade deals being negotiated or being set up for negotiation. We've been treated very unfairly, to put it mildly, by other countries for many years. But it is changing, and it has to change. This is all being done on purpose, because the plan of draining the swamp, that's only part of the plan. The other part of the plan is to reset the entire economic system and to remove the funding to the deep state, and that is the source which comes from the central bank. Now, Q has been telling us that gold will destroy the Fed. Let's take a look at how Trump is positioning certain individuals into place to push this plan. Now, we know Judy Shelton, she is being nominated by Trump. She is a gold standard supporter. She likes gold. Shelton praised gold while comparing it to cryptocurrencies in 2018, a piece published by the Cato Institute. She said, if the appeal of cryptocurrencies is their capacity to provide a common currency and to maintain a uniform value for every issued unit, we need only consult historical experience to ascertain that these same qualities were achieved through the classical international gold standard. She continued, in proposing a new international monetary system linked in some way to gold, America has an opportunity to secure continued prominence in global monetary affairs. Shelton has indicated that she would be in favor of a Bretton Woods-style conference, and she was referring to the 1944 United Nations gathering after World War II that set up the new system. Remember, a lot of Europe was decimated. These countries gave the United States their gold, and gold was used to stabilize the system. And remember, Europe was decimated because of World War II. So the governments of Europe didn't feel it was safe to keep gold there, and the United States held it for them. So let me continue with the Bretton Woods-style conference. She said it would be with the purpose of establishing a convertible gold-backed bond as a neutral reference point for currency. Now, Shelton also favors low interest rates, like Trump. Very interesting, huh? She has also criticized the practice of paying interest on excess reserves stored at the Fed, arguing that it incentivizes banks to do nothing with money instead of lending it out. To phase out the practice, Shelton would cut interest rates and counter any resultant inflation by selling the Fed's holdings of Treasury securities. Shelton blamed the Federal Reserve for worsening the 2008 crisis. No other government institution had more influence over the creation of money and credit in the lead-up to the devastating 2008 global meltdown, she wrote in the Wall Street Journal op-ed, and the Fed's response to the meltdown may have exacerbated the damage by lowering the incentive for banks to fund private sector growth. Now, if Shelton is confirmed by the Senate, will her appointment to the Fed bring a restructuring of the Fed and usher in the gold standard? And I do believe that this would be the case, and so does Q. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of the posts that Q has been posting, and this is today. This is post 3393. I'm going to bring it into this report because it's very, very important. Remember back in post 2619 where Anon said, do we have the gold? And Q said, yes, gold shall destroy the Fed. Well, Q gave us this new post and gave us a link to cbsnews.com. And it says, Trump's Fed picked Judy Shelton. Gold standard explained. Judy Shelton wants the gold standard back. So right there, Q is letting everyone know that, yes, we are on track with this plan to move this entire economic system into the gold standard and to have sound money. Remember, Trump and the patriots, they've been planning this for a very long time. They are positioning all players. And if Judy Shelton doesn't work out, guess what? They have someone else in mind. but they're hoping that Judy Shelton gets in there, just like they had the other two. Now, sometimes what they do is they put two people up knowing that they will not be acceptable, and they remove them and then put the person they really want. And I do believe Trump and the Patriots really want Judy Shelton in there, because I do believe that she is the one that is going to push this agenda. And Q is confirming that, yes, we are on track. Now, does this mean that Judy's going to get in? No. But no matter who Trump picks, they're going to have the same exact viewpoint, that they believe in sound money. They believe the Fed is the problem. They believe that gold should be the backing of the currency. And this is where the entire plan is moving. So yes, this time, the entire plan is going to change everything that we know today. Remember, the central bank has been teaching us that it's good to have debt. It's good to have credit. The value of the dollar always decreases. We call that inflation. We're always supposed to see inflation. All of this, I should say most of it, is going to go away. And we're going to start to realize there's a better life outside of the central bank system. They've been keeping everyone down. Actually, they've been making themselves wealthier and wealthier and wealthier. And now it's about to change. And we can see how everything is starting to come together. Yes, this time it really is different. Listen, everyone, thanks a lot for listening. Be well, be safe, and especially be prepared. Thanks a lot.